In the history of written media and its contemporary sibling, cinema, there are a handful of reoccurring characters that seem to consistently reemerge or get reinvented almost generationally. For example, Tarzan, Dracula, and Sherlock Holmes. Here's another modern example for you, the Caped Crusader, Batman. He's consistently appeared in written work since 1939, and if you think about it, he kind of has all the best attributes of the gentleman I just mentioned. He likes to swing around, solve mysteries, and he's got the whole dark cape-wearing bat thing we've come to love about Dracula. He's also appeared several times on the silver screen, being portrayed by some of Hollywood's greatest stars, Adam West, Christian Bale, Michael Keaton, each person adding their own twist on the character. Now, for me, I think there's a larger conversation to be had about the clown prince of crime, the Joker. I'm interested to see what all of you think in the comment section. Who had the greatest portrayal of the Joker in cinema? And I'm talking about live action, otherwise Mark Hamill would be the clear winner.
Sorry, I got something caught in my throat there.
Here are your options. We have the fun and fanatical Cesar Romero, the wild and unpredictable Jack Nicholson, the agent of chaos taken too soon, Heath Ledger, Jared Leto, I'm obligated to mention him, and what about Joaquin Phoenix? He just appeared in the 2019 film Joker and received a lot of high praise. Take a moment and tell me which one of these guys you preferred in the comment section. With so many amazing portrayals, it's kind of fun to consider that the Joker himself is based on a character from the 1928 horror classic, The Man Who Laughs. Actor Conrad Veidt portrays a man whose appearance was surgically altered to appear as if he's always laughing or always smiling. Batman creator Bob Kane and Bill Finger both admit that Veidt's performance did have an impact on the creation of the Joker. It's kind of too bad that Veidt died in 1943. It would have been cool to see him portray the Joker on the silver screen. Here is another actor that should have had a chance, an opportunity to play the Joker. Willard Scott. Now, hold up. Willard spent much of the 60s playing the most iconic clown ever, Ronald McDonald. And if you've ever seen those early McDonald's commercials, you'll have to admit, they are somewhat off-putting. Welcome to another episode of McDonald's Unboxed, where we uncover the truth behind the fast food chain's promotional tie-ins. If this is your first time checking us out, do us a huge favor, click that like button, and why not supersize your experience by subscribing to Retro Spectrum. 3 years after Ronald McDonald first appeared on television sets, the live-action Batman television series premiered starring Burt Ward and Adam West. Fans of the television series will likely remember that beautiful jet black Ford Lincoln Futura coasting out of the Batcave for the first time. Now, you may not know this, but you can actually visit Bronson Cave in Griffith Park, California. Check out Bronson Cave. This is without a doubt the least populated and quietest part of our journey here in California. Possibly the Batcave. In fact, the Bronson Cave. Now, the same year that the television show premiered, both Ward and West appeared in the Batman feature film alongside Cesar Romero, Frank Gorshin, Burgess Meredith as the Penguin, and Lee Merriweather as Catwoman. If you are a fan of the 1960s Batman, you may already know this, but Merriweather only appeared in the feature film. Julie Newmar was cast as Catwoman for the first 2 seasons of the television show, but not the third. Eartha Kitt stepped in to play the femme fatale in season 3. And you know what? She absolutely nailed it. Eartha Kitt is definitely, without a doubt, my favorite Catwoman. Even before appearing on the series, she always kind of had this certain cat-like quality when she performed, even the way she moved. I'm so curious to find out how audiences in the 1960s responded to the first African-American Catwoman. I mean, if a black mermaid is enough to trigger people today, how did they respond over half a century ago? By the way, in my mind, Eartha Kitt's performance was absolutely perfect. Now let's flash forward ahead 2 decades. The 1980s were all about product placement, and fast food companies like McDonald's were all about cross-promotion. They sold collector cups, Christmas ornaments, and of course, Happy Meal toys for the kiddies. In 1989, Warner Brothers Studio and director Tim Burton brought us the blockbuster hit Batman. And unfortunately, McDonald's wasn't able to hop on the bandwagon this time around in 1989. It was actually Taco Bell who stepped up and gave us a collection of Batman collector cups.
4 cups in all, free, with free refills and free cinnamon twists every time you buy a 32-ounce drink at Taco Bell.
I think the cups were great, don't get me wrong, but not all of the film's marketing was spectacular. Pepsi teamed up with MTV to give audience a chance to steal the Batmobile.
Watch MTV all day this Sunday for the MTV Bat Signal. Then call the special 900 number on your screen.
One of you is going to walk away a winner. That's right, a Batmobile. Now, we've removed the engine so you don't go driving around and bust your butt, but it's still one amazing collector's item. So go ahead, steal the Batmobile. MTV's your accomplice. Of course, I wouldn't want the Batman mad at me, but that's your affair. Anyway, if you've got the cojones, we've got the car.
Now, it sounds pretty cool, right? Too bad the winner received a Batmobile without an engine. Oh, and there was the matter of $70,000 in taxes. This is why you always read the fine print, kids. Oh, but wait, there's even more Bat drama coming your way after a short break.
Hello. Gotham Corner Store? Yes, we seem to be down to our last Diet Coke. A gentleman is on his way to pick some up. Just look for a black car. No, this black car will be rather difficult to miss. And by the way, the gentleman is usually in quite a rush.
Just for the taste of it, Diet Coke.
After the success of Tim Burton's first Batman film, McDonald's was not going to miss out on a sequel. At the time, the family-friendly food franchise only had a rough cut of the movie to work off of. What they weren't aware of was that Warner execs had given the director a bit more room to express himself in this film. In this case, Batman could burn people alive, Catwoman could be super provocative, and the Penguin, portrayed by Danny DeVito, would have black ooze coming out of his nose and mouth. Now, for me, this seems completely on brand for Tim Burton, so I can't really understand why anyone was surprised.
I'm in a virtual treasure trove. It's the room at Warner Studios where they display all of the items that are licensed to be the official Batman products. As well as having the usual hats and t-shirts, there's everything from boots to bubble bath to Batmobiles, from slippers to sequins and sleeping bags. Right, girls? I asked the president of merchandising about the whole concept.
Well, the McDonald's program in the U.S. and North America is huge. I mean, it's unprecedented for them because they've actually changed their packaging for the first time. They have these black holders for their French fries with the characters on them, and they've changed their restaurants into Gotham City restaurants, so to speak.
In addition to French fries adorned with the Batman logo, McDonald's had planned on releasing a Batman Returns Happy Meal. Given the tone of the film, many parents were confused by the choice, others concerned.
Barbara, obviously you had seen the commercials about Batman Returns and the ads. Did you have any idea what it was going to be like based on that?
The marketing confused us a little, and a lot of the reason that we went to see it was based on what my memories of Batman were from when I was a child.
The TV series?
Actually, even probably before that, and that would be the whole series of comic books, which were very, very defined, good versus evil. It was not real violence, rather inferred violence, and it was justice and morality and a lot of other issues that I think are missing from many of the films that we see today.
Certainly from Batman Returns, in your view.
Batman.
What's more, the Dove Foundation, which is a Christian-based organization, got involved and started ridiculing McDonald's for promoting such a violent film. McDonald's did their best to distance themselves from the controversy, saying that the Batman toys weren't specifically inspired by the movie, which I feel is pretty suspect considering that it's definitely or clearly Michael Keaton's Batmobile in the Happy Meal. So I did manage to grab 3 out of 4 of the toys in this collection, and I thought we might take a look. You can see that each one of them is a car or a vehicle, and for the Penguin here, I think he really does represent Tim Burton's vision for the Penguin in Batman Returns. Stylistically, you see the spiral on the umbrella, and if I were to actually roll the vehicle around, it actually spins around and kind of does the whole hypnotizing thing. All right, Catwoman is next, and Catwoman, she actually did not have a vehicle in the movie, so this is a case for them really stepping outside the box and doing their own thing separate from the movie. Although I will say it does look like Catwoman's costume. But what I like about this one is as you roll it along, the cat's tail kind of goes back and forth. It wags. Now, I am a little disappointed that I was not able to find the Batmobile toy that was part of this collection, but I do have Batman in this very interesting vehicle, and what I do think is neat about this particular toy is that when you put it down, all you gotta do is push Batman's head, and it just moves on its own. McDonald's also offered an exclusive Batman Returns collector cup topped with a Batman Frisbee bat disc, which, to be honest, is really just a more durable cup lid created for the express purpose, in my opinion, of throwing at your friends. And to be honest, I'm surprised more parents weren't outraged by that fun bit of marketing.
It was a premiere in the long-lost Hollywood tradition, and the crowds turned out to watch the people dressed up as characters out of the movie. There was only one note of discord, when a woman dressed as a penguin made her protest about the use of penguins in the movie. She was gently removed. Then the limos and the stars appeared, and what a lot there were. Michael Keaton thrilled the crowd with his impromptu hand-slapping, and Michelle Pfeiffer looked even more glamorous than she did in her catsuit.
Now, personally, I love the film. I love the style of Batman Returns. I love the cast. Michelle Pfeiffer kills it as Catwoman. Every line, amazing. I love the fact that Pee Wee Herman plays the Penguin's father. I love the fact that it's a Christmas movie and that I can watch it alongside films like Die Hard or Gremlins. Now, it's not a perfect Batman movie, but it is a great movie. Financially, it broke records in 1992. Despite the commercial success, executives grew more and more concerned about the franchise, Tim Burton's vision, and how well they might be able to market future films. Those concerns meant that Tim Burton would never be able to direct a third Batman film, and Warner Brothers would replace him with a brand new director.
Can I persuade you to take a sandwich with you, sir?
I'll get drive-through.
With director Joel Schumacher at the helm, McDonald's seemed interested in taking another attempt at the Batman franchise. This time around, they'd avoid the Happy Meal altogether and focus on these amazing collector cups. So cool, in fact, so amazing, that I'm told that some of the restaurants actually sold out before the film's initial release. They replaced those plastic cups from the first time around with the little Frisbee tops with legit glasses featuring Batman, Robin, Two-Face, and the Riddler. The Batman Forever glasses were probably my favorite part of this movie, to be honest. Let's take a look at Val Kilmer as Batman. Each one of these cups, very unique, and I absolutely love that the iconic Batman Forever logo with the question mark around it is featured on the side, and on the bottom, another iconic logo. The McDonald's logo is featured on the bottom of each of these cups. Let's take a look at some of the other cups in this collection. Next up, I'm going to check out Two-Face. Tommy Lee Jones as Two-Face. And the cool part is for this one, the actual handle is actually him flipping his coin around, and that's actually what you hold on to. I love that. Each of these cups feature the actual logo for the film, and of course, the actual logo for the fast food franchise is featured on the bottom of the cup as well. All right, well, next up, we have what some would think is my least favorite cup in this collection. It is Chris O'Donnell as Robin, and he is in a very heroic pose, admittedly. If I turn around to the back, though, this is what I do love. There is an actual, the Batmobile. It's featured on the back of the glass with the iconic Batman Forever logo, and of course, the McDonald's logo featured on the bottom. And finally, for all of you Jim Carrey fans out there, it is the Riddler. And I love this one because his cane is actually winds up being the handle to the glass. And if I flip it around, There it is, the Batman Forever logo, and on the bottom, McDonald's once more, making the entire set of 4 glasses. So happy to have these in my collection. Such a unique part of McDonald's history, and of course, of the Batman franchise. Now, everything about Batman Forever was over the top. Experiencing the intensity of Tommy Lee Jones, as well as Jim Carrey running around in green tights, plus all of Schumacher's colorful costumes and sets, it's like riding Space Mountain while high on Mountain Dew and Fun Dip. It's fun, but you don't want to do it often. You know, the only thing I really hated in this film was Robin. I find him totally obnoxious. So of course, Chris O'Donnell received an even larger role in the subsequent film, Batman and Robin. Batman and Robin is bad. The costumes are gratuitous, George Clooney was poor casting, Robin was still obnoxious, and Alicia Silverstone was somehow worse as Batgirl. You know, the only positive for me was all of Mr. Freeze's cheesy dialogue. Schwarzenegger's delivery was wonderfully bad in the best way possible.
My name is Freeze. Learn it well, for it's the chilling sound of your doom.
All right, everyone, chill. We are the heroes.
It's the hockey team from hell.
Cool party.
You know, McDonald's must have seen the writing on the wall and elected not to promote the film in their restaurants. After getting dumped by Mickey D's, Batman wound up back in the arms of an old flame.
Taco Bell introduces the Unmasked Batman game. Just peel back Batman's mask to reveal Bruce Wayne.
When you visited Taco Bell in the summer of 1997, you could grab one of 5 Batman and Robin cups featuring the dynamic duo individually, Batgirl, Mr. Freeze, or even Poison Ivy. You could also try your luck at the Unmasked Batman game, which included another chance to win the Batmobile. Schumacher's sequel left this gross, disgusting, mildewy stain on the Batman franchise, and we wouldn't see the character on the screen again until 2005. Batman Begins was far more serious than previous films. The mature tone made it much more difficult to market the film and cross-promote it at different fast food franchises. That's especially true here in the States. However, in 2008, when the sequel Dark Knight arrived in theaters, there was a kids club meal at Hungry Jack's in Australia, and if you don't know about Hungry Jack's, it's essentially their equivalent of Burger King. 2012's Dark Knight Rises seemed to skip fast food restaurants altogether, which I find so incredibly odd since Bane's voice kind of reminds me of the person taking your order at the drive-thru.
Welcome to McDonald's. Make your demands.
Oh, I wanted to order a quarter-pounder value meal, and could I supersize that soft drink to a large instead of a medium?
Let's not stand on ceremony here. Why not order a strawberry milkshake instead?
No, thank you. Those shakes are way too thick anyways, and it just takes too much effort to drink.
Now is not the time for fear. That comes later.
Wait, I'm sorry. Who is this?
Who am I? I am McDonald's Reckoning. No one cared who I was until I put on a tie and joined middle management. Before then, I worked the 8 p.m. to 1 a.m. shift. I was molded by it. I didn't see the light of day until I was a man, and by then, it was nothing to me but blinding. So tell me, would you like to try one of our baked apple pies for $1?
No, I think I'd just like to pay for my order.
Go on then. Pull up to the first window.
Now, for all those Mountain Dew fans out there, I should mention that they did run a pretty cool contest for Dark Knight Rises, and Chrysler started its really fun Imported from Gotham marketing campaign. Once Christopher Nolan had finished his Dark Knight trilogy, we wouldn't see a new take on the Caped Crusader until 2016. Interestingly enough, it was during this time that Kentucky Fried Chicken started showing some interest in DC Comic Books' cast of characters. Colonel Sanders teamed up with Green Lantern and the Flash in order to travel to a parallel dimension and battle his evil doppelganger. It's an actual comic book, which I don't know if it's canon, but it really should be. things got really crazy for Batman v Superman in 2016. The movie was absolutely wild. Not good per se, more cluttered and loud. Like no subtlety at all. Absolutely no chill. But, you know, a movie built on the idea of Batman battling the Man of Steel is definitely going to get a lot of attention. There was a Batman v Superman cereal, a Batman v Superman special creation at Cold Stone Creamery, and a Super Bowl spot advertising flights to Gotham via Turkish Airlines.
There's never been a better time to visit our great city.
So book your flight now on Turkish Airlines.
Over in the Philippines, if you visited a Kentucky Fried Chicken, you could snag yourself a Batman v Superman bucket meal featuring Kryptonian hot wings, Gotham gravy, spaghetti, rice, and a limited edition tumbler. Kids in China could visit KFC and grab a hero package with one of 5 action figures. The closest thing that we had here in the States was a DC Super Friends Kids Junior meal released at Burger King right around the same time as the movie. McDonald's in both China and the Philippines helped to promote Batfleck's next film, The Justice League. You could grab a Justice League Happy Meal featuring either Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, or the Flash bobbleheads. I wonder if the film did any better overseas than it did here in the States. I think it's fair to say that everyone has their favorite iteration of Batman. Personally, I really enjoy how the films were marketed during the 90s, and there must be other people out there who still enjoy the Tim Burton films as well, because I noticed a special cameo by the Batmobile in an OnStar commercial in 2018. When I heard that we'd be experiencing a brand new Batman film in 2022, I was largely interested in seeing how it would be marketed, especially since it looks to be a darker take on the character. It might surprise you to find out that this time around, it's Little Caesar's turn. If you stop by the Hot and Ready Hub, be sure to order yourself the Batman Calzone. It's both a pepperoni pizza and a calzone that kind of looks like the Batman insignia, maybe. Well, we hope you enjoyed stepping back into time and reliving how groups like McDonald's or Taco Bell, even Little Caesars, helped to promote our favorite live-action Batman films. Now we'd like to hear from you. Are you excited for the new Batman film? Also, do you have a favorite villain that appeared in one of these films? Tell us all about it in the comments section below. And before you ask, Joel Schumacher does not count as a Batman villain, but maybe he should. Thank you so much for watching, and if you liked this video, do us a favor, drop a like and consider subscribing to Retro Spectrum so that you can join us next time. Same bat time, same bat channel.